guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 12. And so, with this episode, we've officially entered into the Hero License Exam arc, and I'm not gonna lie, as a manga, just pretty much knowing that we're in this arc now, some pretty heavy, as a manga reader, some pretty intense flashbacks are flooding back to me, and I won't give spoilers away, but let's just say if the ending to the last two seasons left you guys wanting more, then the ending to this season, if I've got it, is good. If I remember correctly, is gonna drive you guys off the wall. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm seriously saying that by the end of this season, it will. You guys will be screaming at your screen saying, "Fuck you, Studio Bones! Give me season 4 now." I'm dead fucking serious. That is exactly what pretty much every single one of you guys are going to say. Whether you're a manga reader and an anime watcher, or just an anime only and just a manga reader, you guys are pretty much gonna say, "Fuck you, Studio." You guys are gonna pretty much be in a riot demanding season 4 after this season is over. I guarantee you of that. At least, again, this is all just based on what I remember of how this arc ended. But yeah, it's gonna really throw you guys through a loop for a lot of it. And beyond that, just to get it out there, I guess really the only issue for me with this episode was the opening. And don't get me wrong, I've grown to fucking love Odd Future by Overworld, but with us entering into this new arc, I expected a new opening. I guess I'll just have to wait for the next episode or two to see what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I definitely love Overworld and I love Odd Future, but I love the Odd Future opening. Hell, I even have it on. Hell, I even listened to Jonathan Young's. I love it so much. I even listened to the fan dub version, but from Jonathan Young, and that's even equally amazing. But yeah, as much as I love that opening, I think it's time to change it up, especially since we're pretty much entering the final arc here or something. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens from here. But one thing I liked in this episode is how even before officially entering the dorms, Aizawa addressed what we knew was coming. If Aizawa basically had the choice, over 99% of Class 1A would have been expelled, which reinforces that even if nothing actually happens, the show isn't afraid to address the consequences of the character's actions. In fact, well, it's pretty much like you said, All Might's retirement was pretty much the only thing keeping Aizawa from pretty much expelling almost nearly the entire class. Which again, it's one of those things where it seems a little like a. It's one of those things where it seems a little like a convenience, but at the same time, it's a convenience I think that works in this case because again, it is at least still addressing the consequences, and I think it is good that. And we definitely know that whenever the show addresses consequences, they definitely mean it at the very least. So, yeah, I definitely liked it for that. Although, also, I love how naturally the mood shifted from solemn to jovial again, with Bakugo basically just grabbing Denki and overcharging his quirk to make him that brain dead idiot in order to lighten the mood. Like you can, I guess you can always count on Bakugo in order to say something that'll definitely break the entire awkward silence of a moment. Like either Bakugo or Izuku, I think we can count on that for sure. But yeah, in this case, Bakugo, I gotta give you props, man. It was good on you for doing that. and I guess you could say that whole scene did kind of set the tone for the rest of the episode. As overall, the rest of the episode in its entirety was very much a breather episode, allowing us a more calmer experience after all the crazy shit in the last arc. last arc, like with majority of it focusing on like exploring the dorm and Class 1A's room competition, and I know how each room kind of. One thing I liked about that whole room competition is that how I like each room kind of said something about the characters and gave us a little more characterization on who exactly these characters are without even needing to say anything or with needing to say extremely few words like if you pretty much just looking at looking at each one of those rooms, it tells you almost everything you would need to know. You need to know about those. You need to know about you would need to know in terms of that particular character. And I love those moments where you can just where it just kind of tells where it tells you everything you need to know about a character just from the visual representation of them. So yeah, good on that. and with and without even needing to say anything, and also okay, I think we can assume that the moral of the story, that the moral of the story with this contest, guys, being a good cook, it pretty much earns you extreme high points with the ladies. That's pretty much a given at this point. Like with pretty much Sato winning, we pretty much like it was like I guess you could say it was an unfair advantage, but hey, pretty much that I guess the dude knew how to cook and it pleased the ladies, so I guess why not? It's a good moral. Why not? Like cooking gets you high points with the ladies. and I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna go over all of them, but I'll kind of quickly just run through some of the rooms that kind of that really kind of like that are really kind of appealed to, that really caught my eye at the very least. Um, on the boys, okay, so start off with the boys side, and I'll start off by addressing the one we're all fucking wondering about. What the fuck is does Mineta's room look like? Like, I mean, I know it's dangerous to even theorize anything around Mineta, but I've learned when that little perverted troll is involved with anything is possible. Especially between that like dark creeper rapey face he was given when they said come on in and see what's inside. It's like Mineta, you little fucking creep. What? Huh? Like that face he gave, it left me fucking speechless. And it's like I almost shudder to think exactly what exactly with pretty much following that act. I almost fucking shudder to think as to what exactly is in his room. Like I like the only thing that comes to like the only thing that honestly comes to mind right now, and this is me just going way off the edge with this one, is like I'm imagining his room is like some kind of is some kind of freaky deaky kinky S&M bondage type shit. Like that's the only thing that ever comes to mind with in terms of between the creepy face he was given, the fact that he was he was trying to panty raid at the girls' rooms, and yeah, between that, like that's the only thing I could think of with Mineta. Like Mineta, you make me wonder, and yet at the same time you make me scared to wonder. It's like seriously, bro. Oh boy, and that's and but aside from the creepiness of trying to wonder what Mineta's room is like, we also we also get to see Izuku's room, which is pretty obvious as which is pretty obvious. It's basically his entire room is basically is basically a complete shrine to All Might, which is basically an otaku's room and a shrine to All Might, which again it's pretty obvious, but it is still nice to know just how much. It is nice to know just how much Izuku pretty much still respects All Might, even after even after the latter's retirement. And yeah, I don't think, and it shows. I think that also kind of reinforces just how much Izuku is willing to, how far Izuku is willing to go in order to make sure he succeeds All Might. He succeeds All Might, and he becomes a worthy successor to All Might's legacy, of course. So yeah, and honestly, and Also, when I got to Tokoyami's room and them basically shoving him aside to look inside his to the girl shoving him aside to look inside his room, I honestly I felt Tokoyami on a personal level there because the dude just wanted his privacy, but his classmates wouldn't allow it. Like I taking out the classmate bit, I completely understand. I completely understand Tokoyami's complete desire in order for total privacy, but I guess there are sometimes that I don't think any of us can really help. and and Aoyama, bro, ease up on the shiny or whatever the fuck you use to get your room that shiny. Ease up on it, dude, because that was way too bright. I mean, I guess it shows how much of a diva he is, but like, bro, seriously, ease up on the shiny. We don't need that much shiny. And I will admit, it is worth a mention just from how many glasses he had, and I just from how many glasses he pretty much had on how just from the shelves of glasses he had, and yeah, I loved his explanation for it. Like you never know you never know when they might end up breaking during combat, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he is kind of right, especially after the stuff with Stain. Um, and now on the girls' side, I'm not gonna lie, Toru's took me off guard with pretty much how girly it was, and overall, I was not expecting Toru's room to be that girly, and don't ask me what exactly I was expecting from a room because I don't even know myself as to what I was expecting out of a room, but yeah, Toru's room kind of took me off guard. I don't know. I don't want to assume it was just because of how pink it was. Like I wasn't expecting it to be that. Like I would have expected at least one of the girls to have a girly room, but I wasn't expecting it to be that girly. Like holy shit. Um, and Jiro. I actually want to take a moment to talk about Jiro's room for a second here because Jiro's Jiro's room, it was a little off, but she definitely had the whole punk rock theme going on with her, and I'm just gonna say this much. I need you. It's gonna sound a little weird, but for anime onlys, I need you guys to keep in mind how pretty much nervous how pretty much nervous that pretty much Jiro was acting after revealing a room because believe it or not, pretty much Jiro's whole nervousness pretty much pretty much about her room is actually going to play a part in pretty much a future arc in I want to say season 4, but or maybe season 5. It's probably going to be season 4, but yeah, basically Jiro's whole whole reaction to people seeing her room, it is going to actually play a major story plot definitely later on in the series for sure. I want to say season 4, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how season 4 gets paced out. Um, and 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 yeah, honestly, like, and I'll say this much: everyone said what I was basically thinking about Yagirozu's room. Like, seriously, Yagirozu, you didn't need that big of a bed. You're basically a total rich girl, and yet somehow I still love it. Like, I love how much of a rich girl she pretty much acts. She's pretty much embraced herself as now. Like, I never would have thought she was that much of a rich girl until now, until recent events started popping up. So let's basically talk now about what happened at the end of this episode because with basically Sue and of her apologizing to her friends, and I'll say it, it's really hard to make me cry or feel emotional even in anime. You have to really put your all into a scene in order to make me feel any kind of emotion or any kind of like sadness or any kind of emotion like that. But here, but Sue's apology in this episode really did tug at my heartstrings. I'll say that much. Like, for me, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact that after seeing what happened, like the whole thing with All for One, it was broadcast across Japan. So I think for Sue, after seeing what happened at the villain's hideout, I think she realized how much she pretty much how much she pretty much got it completely backwards with her words. Like she pretty much like with Sue's mentality initially, she thought that disobeying the rules made you worse than a villain. But I think after seeing what Izuku and the others did, I think she came to a different conclusion that doing nothing is even worse. And in a lot of ways, it made her question her own beliefs of being a hero to the point where she felt that she couldn't even face her friends until pretty much that exact point. Like she pretty much felt such guilt over telling them that they were acting like villains that it was like, yeah, she just really couldn't. She just really couldn't deal with it. And yeah, I really like how it is kind of a play on how words hurt, words matter. So yeah, but yeah, guys, that's all I have for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Note of Me, signing off. Later, guys.